Welcome, Southside Nation. And I am just assuming that name because we haven't picked one yet. But we are back with a Den of Kings episode 7. We welcome you. I am your host, Goddard, and my other co-host name is... Come on now.
Gabriel Rodriguez.
There we go. There we go. We have an exciting one for you today. We have Hartzell Gray in the house, and we are going to take time to chat with him. He was gracious enough to show up at our game. And also, we are going to look at the 4-2 victory that is Southside had over Liberty FC. Let's go with the scarf. I love it. I love it. I love it. Hey, so we appreciate you coming on the show today. How you feeling? How you feeling?
Oh, we good. We honestly see the vibes of this week. I think we're set at the match on Saturday. So honestly, we're just keeping this good time going. You know, what started off as a Monday has now become a terrific Tuesday. Yeah, we're good, y'all. Thanks for having me on the show.
Yeah, we appreciate it. And you even taking the time out to come out and support local soccer. It's huge for us. It's huge for the community, and we love to see it. So, personality and a presence as big as yours, hey, we welcome it and we appreciate it. Yeah,
We need bigger presences, I think. I think what we need bigger presences to get through. We can maybe have the wind blow in some bigger presences. I don't know. But no, it's a blast. I mean, seriously, I've been really fortunate to get a chance to be around the soccer community for damn near my entire career. So, whenever this thing gets written, I'm just happy to be able to say that I saw so many moments in this community that we got, and so this is great, and being at the match on Saturday, and seriously, just like
yeah,
having another outlet for the beautiful game, like we say, and
for sure.
yeah, so I'm super fortunate. So yeah, this is just another bullet point on the history book that I can say, yo, I was there for that, which is cool.
Yeah,
It's very
yeah.
cool. Yeah.
As they say, getting on the ground level, the beginning is still
That part
down low. So,
in the
hey,
trenches.
exactly. How are you feeling post game? I know that it kind of got a little tense there. How you feeling?
I think we did get to.
I've already made my calls to the players, called them out, put them on FaceTime, saying, "Hey man, what happened here?" He goes, "What? That wasn't me." FaceTime them, showed them. He goes, that was on me. That was on me. That goes on me."
No, I loved it. I tell you what, like it was, yeah, sparks were flying.
Yeah.
Well, I'll let y'all explain as you do your play-by-play recaps. But yeah, there was some testicular fortitude on the pitch. Let me tell
Yeah.
you that,
Oh,
ladies and gentlemen.
that's for sure. That's for sure. I know that the podcast and the group off to see the Wizards. They do a lot of sporting content. They were there, so I
Oh yeah, they
know.
do good stuff. By the way, they do really
Yeah.
good stuff.
Yes.
I was gonna go say hi, but I was intimidated because they're just a lot cooler than I am, and I just brought my little thrift store lawn chair. But yeah, it's like that's another thing. I mean, I think what I just said, they would say the same. Like just being able to see so far that we've come as a soccer community, and also how far the community has come.
Yeah.
Just as far as being able to support and discovery, like even just being able to know this is going on, to know that
For
that
sure.
any of this stuff is going on, from south side to north side, but east side, west side, but especially on the south side, right, where
Yeah.
we have such an untapped um future community that wants to be a part of this present one, and then hopefully build for the future one. So yeah, just and there was a packed crowd.
Yeah.
Y'all do really well. It was a lot of, I mean, no shade to Liberty. They had a few folks out
They,
there,
they, they
but
did. They did.
man, Southside
I think I heard.
represent though. Liberty was loud. I'm like,
Yeah, they
listen,
were. They
there was
were.
strength in few numbers, but
Whoever that lady
Southside
was.
loud, yes, but also just like actually lots of folks. That was super exciting, super encouraging.
Yeah. I believe the number count. I think including the Liberty fans. I'm pretty sure adults, children, youths. We had hit. I think just shy of 60 people that came
Oh
out.
yeah.
So which is for for local soccer and new
Hmm.
club on the scene. Hey,
You
I
know
will
how
take it
hard it is to
today.
get, brother. I work in entertainment and media. Do you know how hard it is to get one person to do anything, let alone 60? I mean,
Yeah,
especially in this space. I come from pro wrestling too, right?
yeah,
And what we put on, I think, is great product. But it's 2025. Will this tweet take off? Is that my billboard? Is it this podcast? Like, is that kind of
yeah,
the billboard for the brand? What
yep.
what is it going to take to get people here? So, you were telling me this is what, year two of the league to get,
Hmm.
60 people on a really nice day on a Saturday.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
60 people when it was sunny and 70 in Kansas City for the first time all year, and you got people that want to see y'all. And we got good soccer too. It wasn't like it was a charity. Like it was it was great. And yeah, and a good time, a good ass time. Yeah, for sure.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Good.
I'm curious to know. I know that we had several moments to chat, but I don't think we necessarily talked about the game fully. What were some of your favorite moments that you could remember watching the match that you were just like, oh man, there's something here.
Number one, I
Mine
just
is the
loved
goals
that
that
I
we
was like, yo, I
received.
want to sit at midfield because I want to like watch the action and stuff. Like seriously, on a perfect day to be able to like, because we love soccer, right? So obviously
Mhm.
we're a little bit biased, but like just being able to see like semi-pro good ass soccer and be like, I want to watch it right there, and then I watched it right there. And by the way, I had three different ball interactions. If anyone needed a substitute throw in, I'm just saying I had both the overhand, I had the referee toss, I had the whole thing. But yeah, so that would be one. Honestly,
Yeah.
just the intimacy, just and watching the good product, right? Um I did like the chippiness. I thought that was fun.
Of course, of course.
And it's shockingly, I think a lot of people wouldn't say this, but it's a lot faster game than you would expect. Like the halves went by so quick, and
Yeah.
partly it's because there is a lot of action, right? There's a lot of goal scoring. Um, so
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, honestly, yeah, the product is great. You guys got great athletes who have all been much better soccer athletes than I could ever pretend. I can't even lie. I can't even
Yeah.
say I played one on TV. But as good as they are, which they are, and they're all working and hustling for, to win the match, but also maybe they want to take other steps in their career. Like,
For
that's
sure.
great. Don't get me wrong. But I do think that my favorite part is just like, just showing up, bringing my lawn chair, maybe a couple pops with me, you know what I mean? A couple
Yeah.
pops.
Yeah.
And
On the
and then
ball.
just to hang out and make some noise. And yeah, it was great. So yeah, like I said, the talent, don't get me wrong, incredible, and of
Yeah.
course with fantastic coaching. but uh
You're right.
but honestly, it's just you go and go bring even a picnic if you want and watch good soccer. So
For
that's what
sure.
I was into. I was really into that.
Well, that's awesome. I know one of the goals that I have for the club is at some point I would love for us to have like a little bit of that tailgating culture
Yeah.
before games, like or something of that nature, and then also the music that kind of comes with soccer, like such around the world.
Carne
Yeah, I mean that'd
asada.
be a great way to intro new folks into the club in general. You know what I mean? Like go
Yeah,
around Southside, say we're doing a tailgate recruitment or whatever, and do something like that.
Yeah, we do a carne asada. We can just, get a whole bunch of filetes and everything like that.
Boom.
Barbacoa.
Do we just create a thing right here? Do you have a breaking news sound effect? Can you put that in?
I need a sounder. That's the next investment, the sounder.
Hey, let's bring home a championship first. Listen, priorities, fellas. All right. Don't get me
That's for
wrong.
sure. That's for
Don't get me
sure.
wrong. That soundboard needs to be on the list for sure. Just maybe not one. Just maybe not one.
Yeah,
One B.
yeah, yeah. So eventually we will get to that opportunity where we'll have a tailgating culture. We'll have a huge supporter section. I was joking, but I was also serious. We need to go back to 2014, and everybody brings the South African vuvuzelas and just
Honestly, you know what?
I'm all for it.
We
I'm all for it.
make South Side needs to be the club that embraces the vuvuzelas. Because at some point in the World Cup stuff, people were sick of them. No, no, no. You have a home for the Vuvuzela with
I
Southside
didn't know that was
FC.
a
I think that
thing.
needs to be. Can you guys make that a slogan for something?
We could. Or we could. Where the Vuvuzelas live, or no, where they.
That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. Where the Vuvuzelas play. That's it. Boom. I mean, damn. Fellas, I mean, I know we're good at soccer and stuff, but if we need to do a career pivot, I mean, we could be the madmen right here. Where the Vuvuzelas play. Put that on a Nike poster. Love it.
I don't know if that's what we need to do. We might invite our fan base, and the other fan base might become a little obnoxious. But
No. Listen, hey, we're just building something special. That's all this is. That's all we're doing.
that's very, very true. That's very true. Gabe, I haven't heard from you too much. So why don't you give me, I would say, I guess, more of your impressions from the game, especially kind of that those closing halves. We'll get more into details, but I'm kind of curious to hear that second half. What your thoughts lie within that? Because I mean,
They were pretty
Hartzell
good.
said,
I thought y'all had told me that y'all kicked their asses last year. I thought y'all laid that smack down. And they got pretty good. I mean, again, we brought home the dub, but they clearly had gotten better in a year. This is my expert
Yeah.
analysis. This is journalism from me. They look better. Yeah, back to you guys in the studio. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, Hartzell.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, that second half did get it got testy, and just kind of curious to hear from you on that second half before we
Yeah.
let's go here.
So first, I want to say the vuvuzelas are about $10 on Amazon, so maybe we should make a
Okay.
push for that.
Come on, guys. Again, just
Um,
commit to the bit, fellas. Commit to
there
the
you go.
bit.
But I mean, the vibes were fine, especially on the bench side. There's only so much I can do when it comes to controlling on the field, because I always tell the guys, at the end of the day, I give you guys directions, but you guys are the ones who can analyze what's going on the field, and I can kind of pick and choose what to do here and there. But at the end of the day, they are in charge of what's going on, and that's why I rely on my captains a lot. And unfortunately, I think we scored on that call where I think somebody got a red or somebody got a yellow. They were mad on a controversial call. And right away they answered, and we were just asleep. We slept during that time, and we were too comfortable with with a 3-0 lead, and then 3-1. I don't think the guys really saw much of a threat because the whole time they were dominating. And I think by minute 60, I think we started losing the possession, and it showed. It showed a lot. Even when they lost two guys, they were still, even though it was in the right, but they thought they were still in the fight. 3-2, pushing, and it wasn't until we put Nate in there, and Nate sent a nice cross to Tony, and Tony just beats them by a mile with speed and just goes around the keeper.
It was crazy.
Kind
I
of
was
takes
like,
a leisure walk and
damn.
taps it in.
It was so after Nate played that ball through into Tony, I'm standing on the sideline, arms wide open, looking at Nate. Nate, you did it. See you. I came up to him after the game, and I go, I'll be honest. I thought you hit that too long. And he looks at me. He goes, I knew exactly what I was doing. And on this field was perfect. On this pass, perfect. I said, oh, okay, all right,
Oh, that's my guy. Okay, listen. We've come up now with about 2 or 3 different slogans for the Southside T-shirt. Like, I think that right there on this field, gone. On this, I mean, I knew.
On this
Honestly,
field.
there is a powerful ad right there that I don't know if people realize that they just heard gold right there. In this moment, on this field, I knew. Oh, I mean, guys, come on.
I'll have to let Nate know. I'll have to send the episode to him and let him.
Just get a shirt that says
On this field, and on this day, on this pitch, I knew. You knew. We left no doubt. There it is. Boom.
Yes.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yo. Nate's a competitor. Nate's a competitor. And he's
And we watched that. You were next to me on the sideline when all that happened, So it was a good ass. It was good to see you in your element too, because we were chatting, just talking shop and just kind of bebopping, and then you also had to take like GM hat, but also like fan hat, but also, all
Yeah.
these different roles, but also like the trying to win hat, because you got a bunch of folks there. You want to make sure they see something good.
Yeah,
Um,
that's true.
and yeah, so I saw all those emotions at once on that sideline. It was incredible.
Hey, I appreciate you recognizing all the hats. I can tell you, first and foremost, I was sweating bullets. I'm up there. I was sweating. I just was like, we got to pull this out. We got to pull this out. So, but
Well, hold on. Before I got to get out of here, so what does it look like? Next, where we going next week? And fill me in on when I can come back out and kick it. I bought a
for
lawn
sure.
chair for this, so I have got to get my
Nice.
return on investment here.
Hey,
So
hey, no. All right, so
ROI.
next match is against Leewood. They play at Barstow. Is it Barstow Middle School or High School? It's Barstow School.
hey, here's my
Yeah.
soundboard. Boo, boo. That's my soundboard. Boo.
It's outside. So we got them on Saturday. Kickoff at 7:30 p.m. in the evening. I know that since they play at Barstow, Barstow's got a little bit of a stadium, so there's seating there. Our next home match is April 26th against Crown Villa. So they'll be coming from the
Yeah.
downtown area down their first trip to the Den, and so. By the way, we're on a good run. I think we've won since last season. I think we've won our last 4 at home.
Nice.
And yeah, like we have a crazy record at home right now. I think we've only lost 2, but I think we've won like 8. Like 8
All right. So
homes.
remind me. I missed it. So where are the folks coming from? The Villa people.
So Crown Villa is a club out of the downtown area. I know
Downtown, okay.
they're slightly moved. I know that they play at St. Pius. I know that they kind of had to move a little bit for, I think some particular reasons that I'm not necessarily privy to.
I feel like
but,
the name
yeah.
sounded familiar. I felt like I saw a tweet or something or Facebook.
Yeah,
But that's,
you
I mean,
did.
also that right there, like, word of mouth is everything. Like, I know
For
I've
sure.
already told my folks about this and have shared everything. Again, you're building something really, really cool. And so I asked that because I really legit want to come back out. And
For sure.
I know you're saying we were kind of, we were rapping a little bit about maybe when we get closer to, the U.S. Open Cup qualifiers.
Yeah.
Maybe I find myself a mic, and maybe we even turn that mic on, and maybe we just, maybe we do a thing or two. I don't know.
Okay.
Okay. Maybe our folks need a certain kind of introduction, to propel them to the qualifier. Let me. This is me. Let me give back for the hospitality that you all showed. Now, if you would have lost, I would have said, "Fuck this, I'm not going." No. But since we not only had a great time and we picked up a great win, then yeah, y'all, let me return the favor and come back and kick it. I got a scarf and I got the jerseys in the wash because I'm a bit of a sweater, so
That's
we had to
okay.
wash that.
That is
But
okay.
and I do a lot of, this is where I record for all my shows. So I already got a spot. We're gonna put the scarf up on the wall, probably somewhere here, So yeah.
Appreciate you.
Oh my gosh!
Appreciate
Yeah,
you.
you got a really good thing, and Gabe, you got some good athletes, and you are really good at doing the X's and O's. So yeah, this was great. So I just appreciate y'all.
Appreciate it.
Next time you come out, I think you got to get you a proper introduction to the players.
Yeah.
And then next time, I know that you mentioned, I'll make sure that if I want to see the Wizards right now, I'll make sure to introduce you guys.
Yeah, we haven't met,
you,
and I would I think we might interact on social. I can't remember. I see a lot of accounts, especially recently. I'll let y'all Google my name. So it's been a very busy week.
I'll say this,
but
for sure.
But I would love to. Seriously, I want to meet the team, meet all of. I mean, seriously, let's do something cool. And I don't know what the park says, but I just say F it. I think we just go ahead and start this now. I think somebody just brings a grill. I'm not sure if this is allowed. Can we do that?
I know that we have the licensing for vendors to come and like sell their own like food trucks and stuff. So I know that, but I'll have to double check on but tailgating, since we're not selling it, I don't think I think we
You
should be
got
okay. Yeah,
listen.
yeah.
You got you got
That's
two
okay.
little girls who I'm sure got some trikes or they got some wagons. Just
Yeah.
just just put some hot dogs in them things, and that is you're now a food truck. Okay, you're now a vendor, and that's how we'll get our food there. Okay, so hey, we got to DIY this. All right, we're building a
For sure.
franchise here. All right, so
For sure. For
go
sure.
fill that wagon with some hot dogs, and I'll be at the next home game, and I'll grill them out. You bring the wheels and the hot dogs. I'll grill them myself.
Okay. Well, that sounds like something we gotta work on. We got a few things in the plans too. That at some point I'll have to fill you in on like my content idea calendar and some of the things that we're trying. I don't even know if I want to put this out there. Like I'm thinking like ideas of like even like a club ball, like like a or like some kind of gala. Like that would be cool. There's a lot to figure out around that, but I think that'd be a
I mean, I
fantastic
think it
idea.
would be really cool. I'm again, we're just dishing out. We're workshopping here. We're
Look,
scheming. I think a end of the year, like a Southside FC end of the year or whenever part of the year, bar crawl in insert wherever we can do it in Southside somewhere. You can do it in Grandview. You can do it. I just think like to off to see the Wizards. I mean, if we're off to see the Wizards, then I want to come kick it with Southside. You know what I mean? So let's kick it. I think a little pub crawl, a
uh-huh.
bar crawl. Am I talking crazy here, boys, or what? And it's
Yeah,
probably
you
cheaper.
might be on
And let's be
something.
honest, and y'all can dress up. I mean, we can make it a gala vibe, but just know that like one of us may be throwing up on a streetcar. That's fine. That's fine. As long as we're all cool with what we're doing here. It's gonna be a celebration. We're just
Well,
casting a big net as we build
I
the
think
brand.
David
for
Marshall
sure.
Build the
would be
brand.
the first one to sign up on that. I think, David Marshall would be.
Let's start a Google Drive. Can we start a Google Doc right now?
Oh yeah, yeah. Got it.
Yes.
All right. Listen,
Yeah.
I had one random thought. As I'm thinking about it, there should be some kind of like fusion between Off to See the Wizards and Southside because I'm thinking about it. When you think about Off to See the Wizards, when you think Wizard of Oz, the lion is a part of that story. We gotta
Oh,
find a way. We
absolutely.
gotta find a way to merge them together to do
Hmm.
something. So I'll have to. I know that we're supposed to record with them this week, so hopefully I'll mention that to them and see what we can drum up. See what we can drum up.
Let's see. Give me five. If I can't think of it in 5 seconds, I'm gonna let it go. But give me something. Let me see here.
Okay.
Because this is the den, right? Where the lions.
Well,
There's something about there's a Lion King thing there somewhere. Everything the
the
pitch
light
touches.
touches
There's
is
something there.
I
There, there's something there. Did I?
think we found a whole marketing like say within this. We just did. I think we're just starting to unlock the new marketing ploy.
Yeah, I'm right here. I'm right here, boys. His name is
All
Hartzell.
right,
He's right.
Hartzell, head of marketing. There you go, head of marketing.
Oh, Matt might have something to say about that. But
We just
You know
step
what?
him
You
down
know
to
what?
content creator.
content. He does more content. Yeah.
If you pay me in more kits and more scarves, and I'm gonna help you guys too because I know we want to try to find some sponsorship stuff. And honestly, this is more of a try it before you buy it kind of thing. So the more stuff you want to give me, that means the more accurately than I can,
I mean, the
recommend these
kits.
things to other people. Boys, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I mean, the kids
Hey,
go
Just
crazy
saying.
with Jersey Bird. I mean, what they do is so crazy. I'm wearing one of their concept
oh,
jerseys from
Jersey Bit.
Oh,
Nashville
that looks dope.
That is dope. That is
with all like
dope.
the Aztec Mayan stuff with Puerto
Oh,
Rico,
that's beautiful.
Bolivia, Chile. So I mean, we just send
Yeah,
you concept
those are
jerseys over there.
Y'all do okay. That's good work. And like I said, we do this thing together. It's a community stuff, man. So if I can find some folks
for
or send some
sure.
folks your way, and we can all do some dope stuff together, then let's do that. Let's do that.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. So we appreciate you, my guy, coming on and gracing us on the screens.
Southside,
Let's go.
every pitch the light touches is our Southside Kingdom, baby.
Let's clip it. Yeah. I love it. I love it. We appreciate you, my guy, and thank you for
We
coming
really
on.
do.
We will make sure that we get you out at another game. Even if it's on the road, hey, bring the scarf, start waving it.
Yo,
What
I,
was
I
that
mean, like I
last?
said, I can bring a cooler anywhere. So you know what I'm saying. So we good, y'all. We good.
All right, my guy, you have a good one, and we will catch you at the next game. All right.
Appreciate y'all, Goddard, Gabe. Appreciate y'all. Continued success. Let's keep doing this,
Likewise.
yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Likewise. Thank you. All right.
See
See
y'all.
you. All right.
Oh,
Fantastic.
it could have been catch on the south side or something. I don't know.
Ooh. Oh, missed opportunity. Missed opportunity.
If he brings a cooler, I'll say David Marshall will be the first one to. If he scores a goal, he opens up the cooler, cracks open a cold one, and then continues to play.
Hey,
Out
yeah.
of
That's Marshall.
if he only has four in his system, he's still sober. It's okay.
Which is wild to me. But anyways, I'm getting out of hand here.
Scottish,
This episode is already becoming wild. Okay. So why don't we take a look and break down a little bit more of our victory and kind of like walk through the game a little bit. So let's look at the first half in totality. I know that there was a really great showing from the team to start, and
Yes.
just like we were used to last year, we were able to continue today, and that was really find an early goal and an early opportunity. So why don't you kind of walk those that maybe haven't quite seen the game yet? That like how were we able to control? What were some of those moments that allowed us to get the first punch?
Yeah, so right now we're really early in the season when it comes to, grass just growing, stuff like that. So right now our field is a little bit affected. Later, halfway through the season into the late season, our field is going to be a lot better. So the style of game we had kind of play had to be changed just a bit, and we're kind of used to that, except for the new guys on the team. And I know, you can dribble for a good amount of yards in that. I don't know where you hit it. You hit a little patch of grass and it just pops 2 feet in the air, and you got to be really good with controlling with your feet. So we had to, these goals. If I'm thinking about them right now, a lot of these were either through passes or a lot of crosses into, and it became a 1v battle of who gets it first. And if it's versus Tony, no one's getting it. It's just put it that nice weather and Tony condition. No one's beating it. I mean, I'm trying to think here. Tony scored, Trey scored, Gilly scored, and
Gilly did score?
yes, it was not Tony. Tony had the ball on the third goal, and it ricocheted. So he tried to shoot the ball, he ricocheted off the keeper, and Gilly was just right there at the right time and just tapped it in.
Okay. That's good to know. So Tony assist, Gilly scored. Okay. Because I knew that there was an opportunity that he missed. In the second
One
half.
heck of a yes, that volley.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And then one in the first half where I think it was like the first couple minutes, he just plants it just right outside of the box and then just hits crossbar.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I know that. I still remember seeing the goals going in and trying to look back at the footage, which this time around, unfortunately, it was a little grainy, so it was a little hard to tell. So I may have to correct a few things on some of the elements I have.
I see it on YouTube. I see it. Tony Rangel goal, Sabino assist. So I'll bring it up here. So
Okay, so it actually, well, it's okay. We'll make the
Okay.
correction. So it should be Tony assist, goal.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I appreciate the correction, so I'll make sure that we get that.
It's hard to
updated on
tell,
there.
but
Yeah.
because Gilly was texting me and he goes, "Is the video up?" And I go, "Yeah, it's up." He goes, And I'm like, why'd you score? And I'm thinking, I was like, I don't remember he scored. I know he had a couple chances where he could have scored. He goes, yes, I scored. And I go, I was like, the
Uh,
first goal? I was like, you hit it, but then it accidentally hit Trey, so Trey got the goal. He goes, not that one, the third goal. And I go, oh, it's Tony.
uh,
And I'm zooming and I'm looking at it like right now. If I'm watching it right now, I see it. I see Sabino get that, sends the ball to Tony. Tony runs and then tries to tap it, hits the keeper, and then Gilly just taps it in. But one of the Liberty defenders covers Gilly so we can't see who hit it. So it looked like it was Tony.
gotcha. Okay, so that makes sense as to why it felt like we missed it. Okay.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, so
So on his
I'm
mistake.
not
On his
crazy.
mistake.
Okay,
No.
I'm not crazy because I was like, I didn't miss it. I went back and looked through because I was even typing the code, like the timestamp. So, that's good to know. I know that maybe on the and so I think it's good to look at the team holistically and even at some individual moments. So I know that we had a few new starts for debuts. I know that um, let's talk about Gilly a little bit. I know that this is kind of his first minutes period, like on the field at home. He gets his goal, which is fantastic. Talk about what he brings to the team, and really, I think with him trying to figure it out, he looks like he could be lethal. Yeah, even just
Yes.
a couple minutes, he looked like he could be lethal. So let's talk about like what can he bring to the team.
So yeah. So Gilly, for all intents and purposes, Gilly is a true nine. He is, and I know with this season we've been a little bit with the nines has been kind of different just because our
Mhm.
strikers all play a different game, or we even had to put Tony in that striker position, and so on and so forth, and we kind of had to adapt. But with this season, Gilly gives us that style of play that we can. We have three different strikers who play three different games, right? You have
Mhm.
Elijah, who's just an athletic beast, then you have Brian, who has one of the best touches on the team and one of the best crosses and one of the best shots too. And then you have Gilly, who is an all around really, you know, is what you would ask for a striker. So Gilly, and this is Gilly not even conditioned technically. He's not even in his top form yet. So once he's getting in deeper into the season, you'll see a lot more. But Gilly reminds me a lot of a kind of what's his name, a Guignac. Do you know who that is? French player,
Oh
played
yeah,
for
yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Marseille. Now he plays for Tigres. Um, he came to the Mexican League. Everyone said, he would good for a year or two, and then he's going to retire. But that guy built big, but it's not the fastest, but it is faster than everybody thinks. Same thing with Gilly. Gilly's a big guy, but faster than everyone thinks. Um, some people like, you have Giroud or some people like that who are not the best on ball players. These just,
Mm-hmm.
they're your true nines. Gilly is really good with the ball to his feet. I mean, if he has to get in that little tiny situation, he can get out, and that's something that Gignac can do as well, which is this big guy who you would not expect to get out of small situations or create space for himself or be a little bit quicker than he actually is.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that's the kind of guy who he is and the potential it can be, which is somebody as a Gignac where he came to the league and dominated in everything
Yeah.
at like 34 years old.
For sure, for sure. And then, I've made minutes too
Yes.
yesterday, and um, I saw a bit of an impact, and even I know that you posted a clip on Instagram of I thought it was pretty clever. Like he might be from the Netherlands, but he got Brazilian. So kind of like that little flip over, but we'll talk about that a little bit and his impact on the game.
Yeah. So if you just go by from the goals or stuff like that, you won't see Hub, right? But that's not who Hub is. Hub is the 10 who likes to distribute the ball. Hub is the guy who wants to see, he analyzes the field, see what's going on, and see who's available at that time. Um, Hub is a very interesting player because, with him having European experience over in the Netherlands in the sixth division, and then playing over, if I'm correct, I'm pretty sure this was him. Can't remember. It was two of them. But yeah, he played. Yeah, he played in sixth division, and then he plays at the University of St. Mary's, where he was used as a 10/winger, and his kind of style of play is just very, very calm. I'll say, never makes a face. It's never. It's he doesn't get mad. He not in a bad way. But it's not like he's having fun, but he is having fun. But at the end of the day, it's just calm, collected. I'm playing my game, and it is what it is on that part. And that's one of the biggest things of what I need from my midfield is calm, collected. Hey, this didn't work out. Let's get the ball back and let's get it working. And I think with him, Sabino, and Ramis on that three, and then also including David Marshall, is just lethal when it comes to those four midfielders are so calm, and with those four in there, it just helps out in general.
Yeah, for sure. And it's great to see him kind of get in, and it looked like he slotted in pretty well. Um, and I can't remember. Did you sub him out at some point? I think you did, right? I
No,
can't. No. Oh yeah,
I subbed out Sabino.
okay, it was Sabino. Okay. Um, Man, it was trying to put on when you have all those hats on and you're looking at the game and then
Yeah.
you're like, wait, what am I doing? Um, I know on the defensive side, a little bit unfortunate, but Caleb got his minutes, but I noticed that he did get subbed out a bit early in the first half. It looked like he maybe was not quite with it. Do you kind of have a little bit on that in terms of what might have gone on? Was it nerves? Was it something else? Was it tactical?
So, well, I mean, what I'll say is because my job is never to speak down on my players. It's always, if it sounds like it's more on a personal conversation of me saying, hey, man, if I'm talking where it's like, this are the things that you did wrong. It's not only just me bashing you on the things you did wrong. It's here are the things you did wrong. What are your thoughts? Then I hear them out, and then we talk about it. And I had a
For sure.
conversation with him, and I won't go too much into detail, but it was more of during the game, you can kind of see a little bit of him. I don't want to say wandering around. It wasn't wandering around. It was just it was his first competitive game in a long time, and I don't blame him. It was one of those things, and I've done it. I stepped out a few years ago playing soccer, and I was just playing, just regular indoor soccer, and I got subbed in, and it's like you're in a tunnel vision, but in the wrong way.
Yeah.
It's like you're too focused on where the ball's at, and you're not scanning, you're not looking where you're at. Next thing you know, you're out of your position, and it affects in general. But with him, we spoke about it, and he owned up to it, and we talked about things that we can fix to it.
Yeah.
And then during that time, he said he had a little bit of an injury at that same time with his
Okay.
leg.
Okay. Well, it was a little unfortunate to see, especially when you see a substitution that early. So sometimes you never know what it could be, but he has quality.
Yes,
He-
yes,
and
yes.
in training, he's shown us, and even when he tried out, he's got this calmness to him. So, it's
Yeah.
hard to see people get overwhelmed in those moments, but I'm sure he'll bounce back. He'll bounce back.
He will. He will. Like I said, it was just it was just the weird part of I've never seen him like that. So
Yeah.
we'll get it fixed.
Yeah. It's a matter of time. The season's still early, so we still have this chance. We'll still have opportunities. We just, I'm just kind of curious. And then before we kind of wrap it up here, there's one last player I kind of want to shout on, and that's Ty. Like Ty has
Yes.
he subbed in on the last couple of games, and he has looked really good. I mean, last year he was a mainstay. Pretty much throughout the entire year, but this year there's been some growth. And what kind of impact are you love seeing from him especially coming off the bench and kind of creating a little bit of a spark?
Yeah. So Ty, when we got him on, I think early half of the season last season, we got him as a starter, with some roster change and stuff like that. And it worked out. I mean, I think, yeah, he had 7 goals in the season, which I think he was, top 3, if not top 5 in the league, if I'm not mistaken, when it comes to the most goals. So he's a really good player. And now with this season, we signed a stronger, a stronger roster, and it is guys have to compete for their spot. And, at the end of the day, you had to play your rotations. And the past 2 times that I put Ty in, and especially when I've seen him play with his college team, and he has just been, what's the word I'm looking for? He's just been growing as a player. He's changed his game to not change it to the point where it is different, but it's more he's added things to his arsenal, and it's been crazy because it's just, you look at Ty and it's not the same Ty as last season, and that's a good thing. And Ty was already good last season, and when you look at it now, it is like there's something in that guy where it's working. I mean, here, if I can pull it up, I need everybody to see this before we wrap this up. But there we go. Hold up. It was minute 97. Let me see here. I got the timestamp. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
Oh no, minute 99. I'm sorry. I got the timestamp.
Oh yeah.
wrong. Here we go.
I know the
got it
clock was a little bit weird during the stream, so there's a little bit of a conversion rate that has to happen, unfortunately. But hey, we're figuring this out as we go, so it's a learning experience.
Here, let me bring it up. Let's see.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, share. There you go.
Okay. So here we go. This is Ty right here, and the ball is
same
right
on the
there.
other side. Yeah.
Yes. So this they give a bat. I don't know what that was from them, but then you just see a heel chop near out of bounds, and then he just ping.
Yeah,
Clean.
I mean that's quality, and I don't quite remember Ty being that confident in terms of pulling a chop, hitting the turn. He wants to take players on, but there's an extra and I don't mean there's an extra level of confidence that I've seen from him, that he's willing to do those little extra things, beat the man, and playing ball, and his decision, you can tell his decision making has become quicker, and it's fantastic to see.
And I'm really happy for Ty. I mean, when you hear his story, it's something I want it to be where we can be as a sign for these potential guys who haven't played college ball. I mean, Ty came in, really good soccer player, and I talked to him and I wanted to sign him, and I asked him if he played college, and he said no. And I was like, well, did you ever maybe a practice team, something like that? He said nope, never. He kept going to these tryouts, kept putting a shot out, and nobody would take him. And I think the opportunity that we have here at Southside with some connections with university, some guys playing with some universities, is Ty played his game, 7 goals. I can't remember how many assists, and then just like I said, he was a starter. And all he did to know is talk to some of these players, have some ties with the University of St. Mary's, and look at him now. He's playing at the University of St. Mary's. When he told me in his own words, he never thought he would ever play college ball. He thought his soccer career was over and he was just going to be playing with us, and that's pretty much it. And I told him, it's like, hey man, you just never know. I mean, we have a lot of connections here, and I want Southside to be that thing where it's like, someone like, for example, like right now, Caleb, I don't know what his ambitions is, but who knows right now, Caleb's in college, but doesn't mean he doesn't have a breakout season and goes tries out for a college team and makes it. I mean, that's what I want us to be, bring in players, especially from the Grandview area. I want players to come from the Grandview area, and then we kind of form them and shape them, and then send them out to these colleges, and then make it into when they thought they were never going to play college. So
for sure,
it's really cool to see. And I'm assuming really cool for you, something for you to see as well as an owner, seeing these kind of stories develop.
Oh yeah, most definitely, and it's exciting. So it lets me know that the product that we have there is starting to be a proven model that's starting to show up. So it's fantastic. Can't be more excited than what we're starting to see, and I'm just ready to see it grow. So
Likewise.
but anyways, let's wrap it up there. And I appreciate everybody tuning in for another episode of Daily Queens. And be sure to head over to our YouTube channel or wherever you might be watching this. Like, share, subscribe. Head to our merch store, buy yourself some merch. I believe that it is 10% off right now for the week. I believe it lasts until the 19th. 10% off on all items in the store. So, now might be a moment to try and get yourself some gear and be ready even for the next home game. So, I know the turnaround is relatively quick. So, I mean, you should be getting it in a matter of days. So, get it, have it ordered. Be ready for the next home game, April 26th. We're excited. So, apart from that, thank you for tuning in, and we will catch you on the south side. There you go. I did it. I did it. All right, guys. Talk to you later.